Pastor Ed here with Daily Devotions for Tuesday, October the 17th, 2023. Back with Daily Devotions. Josh is back from Aruba, so he's ready and to post them every day. And so we're going to kind of resume our Tuesday through Saturday schedule. A little bit different here this fall. On the Tuesdays every week, my daily devotion is going to have to do with the issue of generosity and giving, what it means, what our offerings represent, what it means to give. Is it just to the church? Is it to God? How do we really understand that? We're going to begin this week by looking at a few verses from the 4th chapter of John. This scene is right after Jesus encounters the woman at the well, and his disciples are concerned about him. They want him to get something to eat. And then all of a sudden, Jesus responds like this: "Do you not say, 4 months more, then comes the harvest? But I tell you, look around you. See how the fields are ripe for harvesting. The reaper is already receiving wages and is gathering fruit for eternal life, so that the sower and reaper may rejoice together. For here the saying holds true, one sows and another reaps. I send you to reap that for which you did not labor. Others have labored, and you have entered into their labor." He was talking in response to the woman going and telling people about who Jesus was, and they're getting all excited. And Jesus is saying, this is kind of why I came. This is what I was sent to do. A gentleman by the name of Steve McSwain wrote a devotion where he quotes from an old Neil Young song called Harvest Moon. The lyrics in part go like this: "Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. But there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light." McSwain writes, rather than dream the night away, the singer-songwriter invites his beloved to come a little closer and dance with him under the big, bright harvest moon. Having not grown up in the country, I wasn't really sure what a harvest moon was, so I had to look it up. But that's the harvest moon is the full moon that happens closest to the autumnal equinox, or the official start of fall. So for several nights in a row, there's a large full moon that rises shortly after sunset. And long before electricity, farmers would just take advantage of this bright moonlight when it was time to harvest. This extra light extended the working hours, hence why it's called a harvest moon. And so McSwain says, I think about that song when I see the harvest moon in September and October. He says, where I was raised in eastern Kentucky, farmers often said that the large lingering harvest moon was simply God's way of stretching the light of day just a little bit longer. That gave laborers in the fields just a little more daylight to gather an abundant harvest before the arrival of the dark winter nights. And then he makes this interesting point. For the church, the fall harvest season signals the arrival of the final quarter of the year, and that time when giving is typically more abundant than any other quarter or season of the year. And so he asks the question, will the fall and the last quarter of the giving year be a strong, abundant season of giving in your church? Will you enter the new year strong enough to fully fund the programs and ministries that you have envisioned? Fall is typically very busy in most churches, he points out, but don't dream the season away. Instead, draw a little closer, as that song suggests, to the church's mission. Ask God to help you see with fresh eyes what Jesus saw when he said the fields are ripe for harvesting. And so we'll be talking this fall, not just in daily devotions, but in other avenues and so forth as well, about all the wonderful things that are happening at Hope. I think of our support of outside organizations of EHAP and Open Door and Lutheran World Relief, all the groups that come and meet in our building. We don't charge rent. They might give us a token payment or something. We don't require it. Just now we heard that basically every day, every night of the week, someone is here. And we just heard that the community counseling service would like to come back, and they're going to be coming in on Thursday nights and Saturday afternoons again. Of course, Hope Christian School, nearly 200 children. And then we have the Mommy and Me program, which is in addition to that. There's the 2 sessions going on right now. There's 21 in each, the limit. Um, and I've noted that since I've been here, we've had 65 baptisms. We have all these young children and families, which prompted us to hire Josh and give him uh, uh, additional duties as a director of faith formation. And so I hope that not just in these devotions, but in church on Sundays and other ways of communicating, that we'll be sharing all the really wonderful things that we're able to do because we have the financial means to do them. The fields are ripe for harvesting, Jesus said. And as McSwain says, what inspires generosity, we're going to talk about generosity, I think, tomorrow as well, is not the church's need. We need your money for the final quarter of the year or the new year. It isn't budgets that inspire any of us, and myself included, but it's the ministry that happens. It's the mission that happens. It's the lives that are changed by the things that we're able to do, either here locally and also throughout the country and indeed throughout the world. We're going to be sharing those stories in the days and the weeks to come, and hope to end the year with some positive momentum going into next year. So keep that in mind, how Jesus said that the fields are ripe for harvesting. We'll be back with you again tomorrow. I hope you're doing well. Missed you last week, or at least part of last week, and now we're back onto our normal schedule. So have a great day. Look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye.